Spider-Man vs. Venom is one of the best rivalries in comics, but with these two versions of the character, MCU Spider-Man and Insomniac PS5 Venom, well, who's ultimately coming out on top here? And really, is this fight even gonna be close? Let's get into it. So starting out, let's take a look at their strength and power. Peter Parker was just an ordinary kid, till the day he gained amazing powers from a spider's bite. Since then, he has dedicated his life to fighting crime and protecting the innocent as Spider-Man. As if that wasn't enough, he eventually caught the eye of billionaire Tony Stark, who would give Pete the chance to become one of Earth's mightiest heroes as a member of the Avengers. Although that might sound like a lot for someone still attending high school, Peter's up to the task. After all, he understands that with great power comes great responsibility. After Peter was bitten by a spider, he gained the proportional strength, speed, and durability of a spider. He's actually one of the most physically powerful heroes in the whole MCU, especially when he's going all out. Spider-Man way outclasses your typical super soldier. He's been able to deal with Iron Man or even Hulk level threats like Obsidian, or even Staggered Giant Man and Thanos. When he really lets loose, he's able to put an absolute beatdown on villains like Green Goblin. But man, Venom is definitely strong too, no question about it. And he got stronger and stronger throughout the game as he became more and more unhinged. I mean, starting out, Harry as Agent Venom was able to easily beat Kraven in a fight. Peter in the Venom suit was able to stop an even more powerful Lizard. And finally, Harry as the true Venom managed to straight up kill Kraven, who had already managed to kill a ton of supervillains already. Then in his fight against the two Spider-Men, well, Venom was always able to overpower them and showed that he was stronger than both of them combined. And these two Spider-Men are plenty powerful on their own. Like, Peter's been able to hold up a massive construction crane that appears to be up to 100 stories tall, before being knocked off the building by a helicopter. Miles is able to pull two massive sections of a bridge together, and finally, Spider-Man is even able to swing around and kick water tanks, which those things completely filled for way up to 100 tons, and Pete is just casually throwing them around. Yet Venom still managed to overpower both of them throughout their fight, and made it look easy. Yeah, Venom is stronger, no question about it. Fighting against all those villains in the MCU is impressive, but the Spider-Man in the games is able to do that too, and Venom is still able to trounce him. Venom takes the edge here. Of course, it's going to be real hard to injure this version of Venom too. Venom easily scales above pretty much every other hero or villain in the Insomniac universe, and can take attacks from all of them, no problem. Like, from the looks of how his fight was going with the two Spider-Men, Venom could have kept on going forever and not gone down. They weren't doing anything against him. And on top of that, this version of Venom is essentially immune to some of his weaknesses in the past. Like, he's able to walk through fire, no problem. Something that would have destroyed the symbiote in the comics. He's also a whole lot more durable to high frequencies and sonic attacks, though they can still hurt him. But the only guaranteed way to put him down is by using anti-venom, a weakness that the game had to basically create in order to beat him, because this Venom was just so tough. Now, Spider-Man is also surprisingly tough, like taking grenades to the face kinda tough. Grenades that normally vaporize the average person and turn them into just a skeleton. He really takes an all-out beatdown from these sinister 5? Seriously, was it really that hard to include one more villain here? But Pete was straight run over by a train before. He's been legit shot with missiles. He's been absolutely blasted backwards by all sorts of punches and attacks over the years. Some pretty high powerful punches and attacks too, like coming from the likes of Giant Man or even Thanos himself. Seriously, you can't count Spider-Man down. The version of Spider-Man in the MCU definitely knows how to take a punch. And just like any good version of Spider-Man, he also knows how to keep on getting back up after the punch. He's ridiculously hard to put down. Still, durability goes to Venom because it's Venom. Venom has always held the physical edge over Spider-Man, and that remains true here too. But where Spider-Man definitely has to shine is in his speed and agility. The man is easily the best acrobat and the most agile character in the whole MCU. He can dip and dodge around in a fight like it's nothing, easily reacting to bullets or missiles or lightning or anything that you send his way. The man is straight dang near impossible to tag in a fight, especially when you factor in his spider sense. This spider sense is now highly toned and advanced, to the point where he can pick up on Green Goblin's personality shifts, and so he's able to easily dodge most all the attacks before that attack is even thrown his way. Spider-Man also wouldn't really be Spider-Man but his trusty web shooters, which he can use to fire out a whole wide assortment of different types of webs and instantly web people up or simply just easily move across the city. And then there's even his Iron Spider armor created by Iron Man. It definitely amps Pete's strength and durability, to the point where he now no longer needs to worry about dodging bullets. He's just completely bulletproof. It's also made out of millions of little nanites, which he can assemble and disassemble at will, and allows Pete to grow 4 extra arms out of his back, meaning he's literally a Spider-Man. But there are a lot of other powers that Venom has here that Spider-Man doesn't. Like for starters, incredible regenerative abilities, and he can quickly heal from almost any injury that it takes. Venom can shapeshift, creating all sorts of different weapons or tentacles and tendrils throughout a fight, even creating wings in order to fly around. It can quickly produce new symbiotes in order to help it in a fight, or convert others to its side. Venom even spread out across most of New York City, nearly took over the city in just a few days with this power to spread out and infect everyone around him. And finally, one of the things that's unique about Venom, what makes him so incredibly dangerous, is that it can latch onto a new host whenever it wants and take over. So Spider-Man might just very well end up transforming into Venom himself here. So, who's ultimately coming out on top? Who's going to win it all? Well, even with how physically powerful we've said Spider-Man is, Venom still outclasses him. It's not even relatively close. In a long, drawn-out fight, Venom is going to be able to hold that advantage. Like Insomniac Spider-Man is very near on comic book Spider-Man levels. The dude is an absolute monster. In fact, there have been crossovers between this universe and Universe 616. Insomniac Spider-Man did in fact hold his own against the real Spider-Man, and Venom was just trouncing on him. So to say that he holds the physical edge and outclasses MCU Spider-Man, well, that's honestly a bit of an undersell here. However, I also don't want to discount Spider-Man altogether. For starters, the guy's a lot more experienced. Sure, Venom is seriously powerful, but facing off against aliens and powerful supervillains and whole gangs of supervillains fighting in wars and against armies and mindless robot killer drones and maniacal alien warlords with a lust for genocide. Spider-Man has been around the block once or twice, and you definitely can't discount the type of advantage that experience can give somebody. He definitely does have an advantage here. Secondly, I think it's the Stark tech. That's a pretty big advantage and something that Insomniac Spider-Man didn't have in his fight. But while it will make Spider-Man tougher, more powerful, it's also not really packing enough focused firepower to put Venom down. Remember, this Venom is pretty much immune to all his natural weaknesses. He can walk through fire and shrug off sonic attacks. Even with the Iron Spider armor, we haven't seen Spider-Man throwing around anything that's guaranteed to put Venom down. Yeah, it does probably mean that Spider-Man could cook up something that would eventually beat Venom, but that's not really the question here. It's more just who would win in a straight up random fight. And even with Iron Spider, I don't think Spider-Man is powerful enough to beat Venom. In fact, I don't even think it's really that close. Venom wins. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below. I know you're gonna have thoughts and feelings on this one for sure. If you stuck around this long and made it to the end of the video, that's amazing. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting us. And if you want to go subscribe, well, go subscribe. You're going to see more videos like this one every single week. I'll see y'all then. I'll see y'all next time.